Boy, hello too. I got a new toy. Pumpa-da-bum. And I thought I would just open it up and kind of have some Kindle talk. Now this isn't. Look at my sub numbers. This ain't a paid promo. Bought this with my own money. Although, if, you guys, Amazon, Kobo, Nook, any of you guys, my email's down below. I am willing to sell out. So just saying. Especially for one of those where you can write on it and take notes. Way out of my budget. But what this is, I'm going to open it up. We're going to set it up. Now, if you are new to this channel, I don't edit. So anything that I screw up, it's going to be on this video. See how easy it is. Hopefully I can remember my Amazon password. And so yeah, right? Let's open this bad boy up. Now, I should say I've been using a basic. It's just a basic. I've had it for a couple of years now. And for the longest time, I hated it. I don't particularly love it now. However, I could don't particularly love it now just because it's so like laggy and unresponsive. If you've had a basic Kindle, you will know that it is definitely not the quickest thing ever. That's what it looks like. Looks like there's a cable in here. I don't think they give you actual plug anymore. That's a nice USB-C cable. Can always use more of these. Excuse me, I really wish I had some water right now. Just got done eating some Taco Bell. But anyway, it's super unresponsive. I don't know if I can. I don't have anything embarrassing on here. I'm reading. I don't know what I'm reading. What am I reading? And I am a reader. This definitely ain't no tech channel. If you're new to this, I keep saying that because I imagine people might see Kindle in the description and actually think they're going to get some useful information out of this video. You are wrong. I'm reading, I don't know, Diary of a Man in Despair. It's a NYRB. Anyway, I literally clicked on that book, and you can see that it's, yeah. And then sometimes, like, not only is it really slow, but sometimes you might have to hit it 2 or 3 times to get it to page turn. And I'm kind of a little ashamed to say this. Sometimes I click it, I start reading, and it takes me like half the page to realize I already read this. Like, what the heck? Another thing I don't like about the ebooks is that if you go with the cheap ones, like, say you, I don't know, have a classic, something like, I don't know, Siddhartha, which has a million different translations. If you don't spend the money on a good translation, say like the Penguin or whatever, just an example, I don't know if the Penguin is even on here. The likelihood that it's a readable copy is pretty low. Between spelling errors and duplicate pages and things like that, it's downright disgusting. Like June on the Range, I was participating in June on the Range, and so many of those. Well, I shouldn't say so many. I only read like 3 of them, 4. But like pretty much every single one of them was either free or like $1.99, and they all had spelling issues. And if I'm noticing your spelling issues, it's bad. But there's definitely, those are some downsides. Also, if a lot of people aren't Amazon fans, which I completely understand. The only reason why I go with the Kindle over the anything else, not because I think the Kindle is superior anyway. I don't know. I've never ever held this is a lot more magnety than my last one. I've never even laid hands on any of the other e-readers. It's just that, with it syncing up with my other Kindle, which I'll be keeping at work, and between my phone and anything else I could possibly want to read on, with it syncing up so easily, it's just I want to keep on the same platform. Um, that's what it looks like. So this is like a $20 case. It's Fenty. I don't know if it's actual. Isn't Fenty a? Is that the same Fenty as like Beyonce and them wear? I don't know. Let's set this bad boy up. Now, what I do love about the Kindle and why I want to get more into it is that this room, this is my book room, my library, whatever you want to call it. I can lay down and my feet and hands can touch the walls, both direction. I don't have a lot of space, which also means that my bookshelves are completely full, and then I start to double stack, and I don't like that. And I think, do I really need the James Clavell 6,000 page Asian saga sitting on my shelf? Not really. I love the series. I love the books. I do plan on reading them again, but I could read them on this just fine, and I don't have to hold up 1,100 page books nonstop. Um, and I really like the fact that I live an hour from civilization. I do have a bookstore like 20 minutes from my house, but it's little, it's expensive. The nearest Barnes and Noble is an hour in either direction. Gas prices are crazy. Barnes and Noble prices, they're pretty much retail anyway. Amazon, if I want something quick, I either have to pay for it next day or it's 2, 3, 4, 5 days. I'm not in the 1 day shipping. This one, I decided on a whim that I wanted to read Invisible Man with the Book Zealots during their banned book readathon or whatever. Read along, read a buddy read, whatever you want to call it. I just downloaded it. It was super simple. It was on my computer or on my tablet in 30 seconds. I read it. It was great. That book's a little thicker. That's actually how I fell in love with it. Is I read it on that, and I'm like, this is actually really nice because I am laying in bed. It's dark. I'm reading this book. If I fall asleep, I won't whack myself in the face with a heavy book. If I fall asleep and it won't close on me, I lose my place. So I actually really fell in love with it. So then I signed up for the Kindle Unlimited, and I like it too because you have all access to all those books, and they do like daily deals and monthly deals where like that book um that I said I was reading, it was like $1.99. It was a New York Review of Books or whatever, and get the Kindle app. Enter your phone number below. Get um no thanks. I don't know. Updating your home experience. Like I have not logged in, so it's automatically logging me in. You can't see that. It's way too. Well, let me. Oh man. Let me. Okay. How do I get to my brightness? Um. But anyway, I don't know what I was talking about. Okay, this is quicker, except I don't know how to get to. Like on my old one, if I just kind of clicked up on the top, I could change the brightness. Um, okay, this is a lot faster. I do have ads. We can talk about that in a second. How do I get to brightness? Settings. Okay. Think we're about there. Okay, this thing is still slow. It's not very responsive. But that also could be because I literally just. It could be updating. It could be doing all sorts of things. Um, it is connect. It's connected to my Wi-Fi. I didn't have to put the password in, which is interesting. Um, let's see here. Let's go to. Oh, this is some great viewing right here. Device options, device info, warp schedule. Um, just how do I get to brightness? Just get me to brightness. Um, your account, device options, reading options. Not in reading options. Um, hmm. Interesting. Let's go to. I don't know what I'm doing. Advanced options. Let's go in there. Um, and it came with 55% at 55% too, by the way. Device time, device warmth schedule. I don't see it in the warmth schedule. You're probably screaming at me right now. Just do this, and of course I can't hear you. Um, so I don't know how to change my brightness. Like I'm not seeing. I will say it is faster than the basic. The reason why I went with this Paperwhite, which all my books, you can see my books are. I don't have anything embarrassing. I just bought Where Bigfoot Walks because Bigfoot is real. Bought a cheap Louis L'Amour. Bought a cheap Herman Hesse. I'll probably regret that cheap Herman Hesse. But let's go to this settings. Oh, I found it. I found it. Okay, here we go. How is this? That's much better to show up. Okay. I would like it brighter for when I'm reading, but at least I can change it back later. So yeah. There we go. Yeah. All right. Um the reason why I want the Paperwhite over um the Oasis. Now, one of the things I hated about this was, like I said, the tappity tap, and it just wouldn't be responsive, or sometimes it would just decide to turn like 30 pages on you because it must have just caught up or whatever. I thought I really wanted the Oasis for the page turning buttons, but I'd say three fourths of the reviews that I watched, 3 out of 4, I should say, um, said that exact same thing, that they wanted to use the buttons and then either ended up not using them or not liking them as much as this. And a lot of people who have both kind of seem to like the Paperwhite more. So and they seem to be like the same operating system, same speed, specs sort of thing. So I figure why pay the extra almost $100? Um, and plus, I like the idea of like reading with one hand. This one might be too big. I have kind of small hands. Um, we'll see. We'll see. Oh, this is a fail. Uh, uh, the picture for this case had a like a spot where I could slide my hand into. That is not going to be. I'm gonna have to, because I like having. I can't really. Don't like that at all. That sucks because that's $20 down the drain for a case that ain't gonna. Yeah. Don't buy this case. You want something to kind of help comfortably hold on to where you're not like definitely either something like this or just a hard case, like a more of a plastic case where you can put a pop socket on it. Pop socket ain't gonna stick to this, so that's not good. So I will be getting a new case eventually. um but yeah, so I decided to just go with the Paperwhite, and also I went with this one over the signature because, and I came this close to going with the signature. And the reason why I didn't was just because the only feature that I really cared about was the wireless charging. I thought it would be nice to get the bundle pack and then just have that charger on my nightstand, because if you have kids and your kids know how to plug in a tablet, you will plug something in and think that it's been charging for 3 hours. Go to find out that your kid unplugs it and plugs in their tablet or headphones or whatever, and you're not allowed to beat kids anymore. You're really not. But I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Not funny, I know. But that's happened more times than I can count, where I think that my thing's charging, and then I come to find out my thing got unplugged and the kid's thing got plugged in. So I thought I could just, I could have that, and none of any other device in the house, besides maybe my girlfriend's phone, has wireless charging. So I thought, I would always have that. But it just, at the end of the day, it's like another $50, and just not worth it. Just not worth it. So I went with the basic Paperwhite. um, and what else? What else should we talk about? Is that about? Um, but yeah, everything. So my stuff's on here. I have 100 books. Like I said, I hated this thing for the longest time, and it wasn't just until recently that I really have fallen in love with it and decided I wanted to upgrade. But I thought it was time to upgrade. So yeah, let's see. This is a bunch of books that I have. So yeah. Oh, it's a little laggy. A little laggy. That's okay. Like I said, it's probably doing its thing. Very nice. Very nice. So I'll probably do is play around with it a little more. And I'll probably do a video where I go through the books on this thing and then see. I'll probably do off a video and then kind of do the aftermath, because again, I don't edit. So this what I was about ready to say is going to involve editing, and that's just not going to happen. Um, but what I think I'll do is I'll go through these books, and then the ones I have physical copies of, along with the ebook, we'll point it out and we'll talk about whether or not I plan on keeping the physical copy. That might be an idea for it. Might be the worst idea ever for a video, or it might be maybe you're kind of thinking the same thing. Like, hey, maybe I should get rid of some of these physical books. Why have both or whatever? Because I'm finding I have not picked up a physical book in probably 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. 3 weeks easily. Now, at the time of this video, when I go back to doing my the short story books, I already looked. I thought maybe I get the Everyman's Library Thomas Mann that we've been going through on this. It's not on here, but I might be able to get that Eudora Welty that we've been working on. If I can get that on ebook, that'd be awesome. So I'll still be having to lug around that Tommy Mon because we're going story by story in that. If I think about it, I'll put the playlist down below. Um, let's face it, I'm probably not going to think of it. But yeah, I think that might be at least entertaining content to make. I don't know if it'll be entertaining content to to watch or not. So yeah, that's it. So far, I mean, my initial impressions. This thing is so simple. If you already have a Kindle or part of the Amazon, I don't know what you call it, family, if you have some of their devices, literally, I just got this out of the box. I turned it on. It did it all itself. Oh, I was going to say the ads. So got it with the ads. And a lot of people spend that $20 so you don't have the ads. But if you're if you haven't bought your Kindle yet and you're trying to decide whether or not you want it with the ads or not, if it's worth the money, this is exactly what an ad is. Now, usually there's a picture. It must maybe not have the picture to the Zane Grey Dawn of the Mountains. But that's the ad. That's it. Then you just click the button. There's the ad. That's that's it. And then you swipe, and it's not like you're reading a book and all of a sudden every 20 minutes it shows a picture or a commercial or anything. That is literally all the ad is. There's an ad. Ad gone. Now, kind of the cool thing is if you get rid of the ads, it shows whatever book you're reading, like the cover to it, I guess. I don't know. Just both devices have ads on because I honestly don't care. I honestly don't care if anybody sees the cover of the book that I'm reading. I'm weird like that, I know. So for $20, that doesn't bother me at all. Hey, there's Master and Margarita, which I tried reading. I was so confused. Ad gone. Um, Now, like I said, this wasn't like this is just like an unboxing, me talking about what I like about it. I'm not trying to sell you one, obviously, because I don't make any money off of it. I can care less if you buy one or not. And also, one of the fear I have this fear too is that without having the physical media or physical book, at any point Amazon could shut this down and you're just SOL. Whereas Amazon can shut this down and I still have this to read. Um, or the government goes absolutely bananas and decides to ban all books. I still have a little room full of books. I don't see any of those two scenarios happening. I think if the latter happens, we have a lot more problems to worry about than not being able to read a book that day. If the first one happens where Amazon just shuts down, can't see it happening. They've got to be making a bajillion dollars through these, even though the ebooks, they're going down. Like the reader, like not as many people are using them, and maybe necessarily buying them. They still got to be making a bajillion dollars. You got to figure they probably the after the initial investment, it's got to be cheap to upkeep, you would think. But I don't know. I could be completely wrong. Maybe it costs them $1 billion a year to run and operate this. I doubt it though. But I figure they're probably making money hand over fist on both the the hardware and the software. So, but there's always that chance. There is always that chance. And I should say too that I have like I know there's some issues with like doing like EPUBs and stuff with this. I don't do that stuff, so I can't speak on that. I will say though that I have downloaded stuff off of Project Gutenberg on this, and it's worked perfectly fine. So if you like your free public domain copies of things, it works just fine on these things. Obviously, I have not tried downloading it on this, but I assume that if it will download on this really slow turtle of a thing, that this thing that's lightning fast compared to that one, that you know it should probably work just fine. So, and if it doesn't, don't sue me because it's not my fault. Yeah, I think that's it for this one, peeps. Let me know down below. Do you have a Paperwhite? Do you have like all? There's people out there that have like all three. They have the basic and the Paperwhite and the Oasis. If you have multiple different variations, let me know down below which one you have or which ones you have. One or ones. Let me know which one you grab the most. Do you grab the Oasis over the Paperwhite or vice versa? If you have just one, let me know how you like it. If you don't have any and you're thinking about getting one, Tell me down below. If you don't have one and you don't ever plan on having one, say that too down below. I like comments. What can I say? That's it for this one, peeps. Cheers.